Ah, PHOGS. The first time I played this game was in 2018 at Gamescom, and the adorable co-op adventure had already hooked me the short amount of time I played it. It was nice and wholesome fun, but it was very short and still somewhat early days. Still, it left a good impression that I decided to keep an eye on the budding title and see what the final product had in store. And it turned out that the wait was worth it. PHOGS is best described as the most wholesome game of 2020, a warm light at the end of an awful year. When you have a bad day, just sit down with a buddy and play as a PHOGS. Singular or plural? Who knows? So what can the PHOGS do, you might ask? Well, they can stretch, bite objects to carry them, hold on to moving pillars or zipper lines to get about, and use their long hose-like body as, well, hoses. But most importantly, there is a bark button in this game. That already gives it like an extra 20 points on the quality scale in my book. Every game needs a bark button. PHOGS is a very simple game. Pretty much all of the actions described are done with only a few buttons. In fact, the face buttons aren't even used, unless you want to spam doofus emotes all the time. You use the analog stick to move, the trigger or ZR to stretch, and the shoulder buttons or ZL to do everything else. It's how you use these abilities with your environment that really makes the puzzle platforming work. There are 3 core worlds, each with 7 levels, and they never feel like they are overstaying their welcome. Many use the 3D world style of game design, introducing a puzzle idea in a safe environment before ramping up the difficulty and then adding twists to it that make the players think. The light puzzles in the sleep world are a great example of this, as is the fruit watering puzzles in the food world. Then sometimes, instead, puzzles just rely on neat ideas that take advantage of the PHOGS stretching ability. Dangling one of the PHOGS off a cliff to grab something out of reach, while the other holds onto a support to ensure they don't both plummet to their death. Or one of the PHOGS holding onto a zipline, while the other tries to grab rubber ducks, like some kind of carnival game. The puzzles are neat, and there is a nice blend of brain teasers and skill testers that keep players from getting bored. Well, that's if you play in co-op. Everything good in life is worth sharing, they say, and PHOGS is very much like that. I played the game both on my own and with a friend, and it was the latter time that I was having the most fun with. Working together to solve puzzles, being goofballs and getting free pets made this local couch play a real treat, which isn't something I can say for the single player experience. The puzzles are still good and the game is still charming, but there is something lost when you have to control both of the PHOGS yourself. It's also much harder to control both PHOGS at once, requiring some awkward claw grip on the controller to pull off some techniques. It was definitely designed with multiplayer in mind, and even offers online to ensure that you can experience that even in these isolated times. Pulling off techniques is a lot of fun in this game. I can see PHOGS being a fun title to speedrun, as the physics engine is a lot of fun to take advantage of. Making use of the momentum and stretching to fling yourself to hard to reach places, and working together to reach areas I don't think you are meant to, is pretty great. It helps that when you bark, the PHOGS gain a little bit of height, which when used right can allow for some puzzles to be skipped entirely. Another reason why the bark button is so good. As fun as the physics system is to mess with, it can also break the game open doing so, at least sometimes. This game has a lot of small, weird glitches in it, nothing game breaking, but stuff like certain sounds not playing for no reason, and the PHOGS having weird collision with certain objects. It's like the type of glitches that you get in Bethesda games, mostly mindless fun. Saying that, we did get caught in a situation at one point where we stretched too hard and ended up falling under the game's kill plane, falling to our foggy orange doom. Whoopsie. But these are all minor, often comical issues rather than something that breaks the game. You might even think it adds to the charm, which this game has in spades. From the collectible fog snacks from helping out the NPCs, to all the various wearable hats, to the way that the PHOGS will nap when you haven't moved them in a while. PHOGS excels at being wholesomely charming, and that is something I think we all need in our lives right now. PHOGS is a fogtastic game for all ages, and perfect to pick up if you just want a smile plastered across your face. It's significantly better when you are playing it with another person though, so if you and a friend or partner or neighbour or fellow PHOGChamp are looking to have an enjoyable gaming experience, then you can't go wrong with these yappy chappies. I want to give a very special thank you to Coatsink for sending us a copy of this game to review. I know it's been in the works for a while, and so I bet they're really glad to see all the positive reception from it. Let me know in the comments if this is a game that's piqued your interest. It might be a pretty good one for Christmas to play with the family. And if you enjoyed this video, then hit that like button and subscribe. You can also support us on Patreon like all of these wonderful people on screen right now, but don't worry if you don't have the funds for it. Even just sharing this video with your friends, family and fellow PHOGs will be a massive benefit to us, and will help the channel grow and allow us to make more of the content that I know you guys want to see. With that guys, go on out and have a great day, but always remember to return to the source.